Hello everyone, welcome back to another installment of the Fill Me In podcast, where this week it's finale time, baby. Yes, we have finally come to the end of the MCU tournament. This has been going on for now like 2 months, and we finally are going to find out our decision on what is the best MCU project.
What?
It's gonna be so hot and spicy. You're gonna be filmed in to your heart's content. I'm your host, Xander Langwiston, and with me as always is my trusty sidekicks, co-hosts. It's Mr. Joe Cook.
Hello.
And Miss Sue Anna Wayne.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, the pair of you.
Hello.
Before we get into this this almighty of tasks, does anyone want to tell me a moan?
Me.
Go on, Sue.
The fucking heat.
Oh, no, that was mine! You bastard!
You fools.
That's why I wanted to go first. I thought someone else might say it.
Wait, is it hot right now?
The fucking heat. I hate it.
Listen, it's rough. It is rough. I spent last weekend sort of further down south near London, and it was like out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, and it was so nice, like, because the heat was hot, but it wasn't like sweaty. It was just like I was abroad.
Yeah.
But then I came back to like the city, and it was just so like muggy and sweaty, because it's just like so much air pollution. And apparently where I am has like the worst air pollution in the country, aside from London. Yeah, apparently so. So
It's probably because you're there, Xander.
probably because I'm there.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I've said 2 fucks already. That's terrible of me. But yeah,
Whoa.
it is far too hot. It is far too hot.
Yarp.
Anything else to add to that one, Suan, or just moaning about the heat?
Just that.
Just that.
Yeah.
Joe, have you got a moan?
Yeah, thunder and lightning. Last night.
So we're just moaning about the weather today. That's
Yes.
That is so British of us.
it.
Last night there was thunder and lightning, and one thing I really hate, as in not just it annoys me, like actually I don't like that, is thunder and lightning. It's too bright when it flashes, and it's too loud with thunder, and we got both of it last night. And I'm currently ill as well, and I'm like, I just want to sleep, and I'm actually terrified by what's outside. Give me a break, please. I know that's like first world problems, you know, oh, there's thunder outside, but like,
Joe's
I
like
don't
a
like thunder and
dog.
lightning.
Joe's like a dog on bonfire night.
I am
He
a dog.
is.
Caitlin, actually gave me a dog playlist to calm me down on Spotify, and I listened to some of it, and it was quite nice.
A dog playlist.
So you play the playlist to dogs to calm them down during a thunderstorm. And she was like, Joe, do you want it? I was like, yeah, go on. I love that. Some nice piano pieces on there.
That's adorable.
As you do.
That's absolutely adorable. Did it not have like Who Let the Dogs Out on it? The Dog Days Are Over.
It'll probably make a dog horny, I don't know.
Well, dogs are out. My moan.
Sorry, compose yourself, Joe.
My moan is gonna be that that people who deserve awards don't win them. It's so silly. Like, some people really work hard to earn recognition for awards, and then when they don't win them and someone else wins them and doesn't seem fazed by it, it's very disheartening. So yeah, fuck the BAFTAs, man. We were robbed. You were robbed.
I was robbed.
You were robbed.
I don't mind about being robbed.
Also,
I
Hamish
just
was
mind.
robbed.
I just get annoyed that the person who won just left as soon as he won. Didn't even stay
Yeah, man.
to watch the other people win. That is so disrespectful.
Yeah.
And
Shocking.
his attendance was shit.
Oh, was it?
Oh.
Yeah.
We want a recount. We want a recount.
Yeah.
We're gonna force.
Right.
a
I'm a
recount.
punctual editor. They may have
Hashtag
used a really
robbed.
bad clip from it,
Oh yeah,
I'm
they
a
did.
punctual editor.
Yeah, the stairs were not good, bro. The stairs were out.
Were they not? Were they not? No, cause like there's some really sweet scenes with like some really nice bits of music. Cause I used the Paddington soundtrack. Fun fact: the YouTube video has a copyright thing for one of the tracks in Paddington now. Well, they could have chose one of the really sweet scenes, but instead, it's a guy going up some stairs and opening a door. How boring is that? Of course, I didn't win.
I think the judges probably watched more of it. I'm guessing.
Oh, imagine if they just saw
They
that
just
clip.
saw the clip.
They're like, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah, this is not well edited at all.
No. Oh.
Well, yeah. Pichikaka. You'll win an Oscar one day, bud.
Get the next one.
Get the next one. Right. Let's do the main topic. So, as I mentioned, we're doing the MCU tournament. It's finally come to an end. We have been through so many movies. And there
And
are
series.
only... And series. So many projects. And we only have 8 remaining. The 8 that are remaining are... The number 1 seed, the top dog, Avengers Endgame. We have the number 9 seed, Loki. We have the number 20 seed, Hawkeye. The number 21 seed, Werewolf by Night. The number 11 seed, Guardians of the Galaxy. The number 3 seed, Avengers Infinity War. The number 23 seed, Moon Knight. And the underdog to end all underdogs, the number 34 seed, Captain America, the First Avenger. Lots of these have been through the ringer. They've seen off some tough competition, but there can be only one winner. So first, we're going to do the quarterfinals, then we're going to get through the semis, and then the final, what you guys have all been waiting for this whole time. I hope you like this. Did you guys want to mention anything before we get started, or are we just going to go?
DC's better.
Fuck off.
No, I don't know. They're both as good as each other.
Oh, by the way, we're totally talking about the Flash next week. Like, I don't care. We have to.
But that means I have to watch.
That
That
means
means
I
we
have
have
to
to watch
pay
it first.
for
we have to watch the Flash next week. We do. We just do. Having seen it at time of recording, we have to talk about this movie. So, okay. Let's get into the first one then. First quarterfinal matchup. It
Let's
is
go.
the number 1 seed, Avengers Endgame, and it faces off against the number 9 seed, Loki.
Starting off nicely.
I think this is going to be easier for you two than it is for me, because I think one of these is probably the best Disney Plus show. It's definitely my favourite. I know a lot of people like WandaVision, and for some reason Moon Knight, but Avengers Endgame, it's had a lot of cultural impact, and it's like the highest grossing movie of all time, aside from Avatar.
Now you see, Xander. These films are intrinsically linked because without Endgame, you wouldn't have the Loki series.
Right?
Whoa.
Actually, no. I don't know. Well, one hasn't got Sylvie, so
But one has more Loki. One has a lot less Loki in it.
one has Loki in character.
Avengers Endgame, I think we've talked a lot about it on this podcast in the past, but like it's so big, it's so massive that it's kind of hard to watch as a thing on its own. Whereas I feel like Loki is a little bit more accessible. Like I could sit and watch Loki and just enjoy it. Whereas I feel like I'd need to watch Infinity War to enjoy Endgame. To watch it as like a duologue, you know.
With that though, I remember when we last talked about Endgame in the tournament. I spoke about how there was someone I watched it with who'd just not seen many of the Marvel films, and they really enjoyed the film. So
it's still a good movie. Like it is a good movie.
yeah,
There's a reason it you know, it was so well received and made so much money. It's because it's the culmination of everything, and it is really satisfying as a movie, as an experience. I think it's a little long. I know it's 3 hours, and that is long, but like it feels long. That middle hour is quite hefty, and takes some time.
I think, yeah. The problem is the middle act, which is weird because you'd expect fan service in a film like this,
Yeah.
but it just goes on a bit too long.
I think this is the best version of fan service, like proper fan service movie.
Oh yeah,
that
it's
we've
not
seen.
bad fan service. It's just too much of it.
It's like a victory lap, isn't it? That middle hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Tennant going to see all his companions.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like okay, who are they seeing next? Where are they going next in the MCU?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Oh, I remember that bit. That was,
Yeah, it's really nostalgic, and it feels full circle when you're seeing it for the first time. But then, once you're going back to it, it's like, oh yeah, okay, can we get moving a bit? Also, they had the best villain in the MCU, and they technically killed him off and replaced him with a version that was much less interesting. Because it's still Thanos, but it's not the one we were following through Infinity War. They kill him in the first 10 minutes. Which, when I saw this, shocking. Absolutely. I was like, what's happening?
He went for the head.
They do some things to Thor in this that like have kind of permanently changed him as a character. Now Chris Hemsworth wanting to like reinvent the character for a third time now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
It's weird.
Yeah. Loki, Tom Hiddleston's so cool, and there's so many like side characters that are really cool in this show. Like I love Owen Wilson. I love.
Wait, is the character called Owen Wilson?
Owen Wilson, the character.
Oh, Mobius.
Mobius. Yeah, Morbius.
Oh,
Mobius time.
It's Mobin time.
It's Mobin time.
Mobin time. He's gonna mob all over us.
With his jet ski.
With his jet ski, yeah. We better get that in season 2.
And I think the finale as well is it's understated, and I quite like it's just a conversation, and I think that's more intense than just like a big fight scene. And I think like the actual like final scene is really cool, really shocking, and like exciting.
I think the problem with the finale is that I think wasn't the series intended to be double the length, but because of COVID they cut it down to 6.
Yeah.
So it does just kind of feel like it ends.
It was going to be like a time thing, wasn't it? I think what season 2 is what season 1 was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But then COVID. Fucking COVID, man.
Which I'm very excited for. I love a weird time travel show.
Yeah.
Like Doctor Who, man.
Like,
just go back to random points in the past and just have these people interact with other people. It's great fun.
Like the best bit about Quantumania was the post-credit scene with Loki, because they don't do a lot of stuff in the past, but just slapping Loki and Mobius in the steampunk era. Was it the steampunk?
Oh no, like
era.
Whatever.
Victorian, yeah.
Victorian. I don't know.
Steampunk.
The Victorian era. Shut up. The Victorian era. It just looked really cool.
Joe, there was no steampunk era. That doesn't exist. It's a made-up time.
No, but there was the steampunk.
No.
It's not the steampunk. It's the what's it called?
Steam engines.
No,
the
there's
coal
a word
era.
for it. No. Industrial.
Industrial Revolution.
No, wait. What was it called? Was it the Industrial Revolution? Did I just call it the steampunk era? Oh my god, that's not a thing.
Staying in.
No.
Yes.
No, I'm googling this because there has to be a steampunk era.
No, there is not.
The steampunk era.
Are you thinking about cyberpunk?
No, steampunk is like a style, but it's like a style of fiction. It's not a real time.
It's not history.
It's not history.
The iron. No, it's not. What the.
It's
Right.
Industrial Age.
Siwan, do you have anything to add about Loki or Endgame?
I mean, I think you've all said it, actually. It's kind of like what's linked with Endgame is that feeling of when you first saw it. Same sort of with Infinity War. Like, as much as I've seen that film, I'm still there like, oh, please tell me it's going to change. It doesn't change. So, like, with Endgame, it's that feeling you had. You're gonna remember what you felt like walking out of that theatre. You're gonna remember the experience of seeing everything for the first time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm kind of like that's kind of how I like to remember films, sort of. So that might make me a bit biased.
No,
but
absolutely.
I'm like, because like I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, but it made me feel really good the first time I saw it. Unless something really drastically changes about, how I see a film. That's just always how I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
But then Loki, as much as I have like the one issue with it, it's not. It is still one of the best shows. It is still one of the best looking shows. I'm sorry, it is beautiful. You're right. The final episode with the conversations like that, it's just chef's kiss. It's such a good scene. It's such a good looking scene. Like that entire episode looks great. So yeah, I don't know. They're both really strong.
Yeah.
And just a reminder, we cannot have a tie break in this.
We can't. There's 3 of us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think Avengers Endgame is exactly what Martin Scorsese was talking about.
This is cinema.
This is cinema.
No. No.
Wait, what's some quotes from Shark Tale? What's some quotes from Shark Tale?
No, when he said that Marvel movies are like theme park rides. This is Avengers Endgame. The first time you see it, it's like spending an entire day at Alton Towers.
I want to.
She's like running around being like, oh my god, this is so fun. And then you leave and you're like, yeah, that was... You just remember the experience. So, I would have to say, I would put Loki through over Endgame. That would be my vote. My vote is swaying towards Loki. Because Avengers Endgame was obviously incredibly hyped. Obviously. And it fulfilled all of my expectations. It's like, this is great stuff. Loki, I had very low expectations for. It's like, who the hell cares about this? Why are we getting this? This feels like, again, like the Black Widow thing, it feels like so too late. If the Loki TV show came out in 2014, it'd been the best shit in the world. But coming out in 2021, was it? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's but then it was just really, really good. Kept me really invested week to week. I'd put Loki through.
I will say I don't think Endgame is the best film. I still think Infinity War's better in every which way. It's not even top 3. Maybe 5, I don't know. It's still a good film, but it's not number 1.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I still cry seeing that portal scene. Genuinely still cry. So I might put Endgame through.
And the music is so good. Alan
Exactly.
Silvestri's score is so underrated by like everyone. Like I can't believe that Endgame didn't get nominated for like an award for best score, because it's outrageously good. It incorporates so many themes from so many different movies, and then also that beautiful piece of music for you hear it at the start when Tony looks like he's about to die, and then at the end during the funeral
music, isn't it?
It's such a good piece of music, so emotional. So yeah.
This isn't completely related to this, because I think his score for this film is really good. But a good and bad thing about Alan Silvestri is, if you're watching a film, you will know it's him doing the music. Like, because I could be watching Predator and I'm thinking, this sounds like Back to the Future. Or,
Joe,
you know,
Star Trek and Doctor fucking Strange has the same
I know.
theme.
Giacchino. That's Giacchino.
I know. Now, I'm not saying this is like exclusive to Silvestri, because Giacchino's guilty of it as well. This has nothing to do with Endgame, because that's a good score. Is this where I've got to decide?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? Okay. I had COVID when I watched Loki, so
So I'm voting Endgame.
So I'm voting against it. Yeah. No. I had a miserable time watching those first 2 episodes because I was in bed like a snotty nose. I'm like, I can't stay awake. I just want to die. I don't even know if I've rewatched them since then.
We watched the final episode.
Yeah, we watched the final episode. I guess the fact that I haven't rewatched them is a given. Not given. Is you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
I again, Endgame isn't the strongest film, but as an experience, it's incredibly satisfying and rewarding. I cried multiple times when I rewatched it the other day without Siwan because she didn't want to watch it. I cried at lots of stuff. I can't remember them coming through. That was happy tears. Happy talking to Morgan about cheeseburgers. That made me cry. I don't know why. Seeing Ned cry when Peter comes back to school.
Ned.
CEO of Sex makes me cry. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Endgame. Sorry, Loki, but you did give me COVID, so.
Loki did not give you COVID.
It's 1-1. Siwan, you have the deciding vote.
Oh, I said Endgame.
Oh, never mind. Endgame goes
What an
through.
anticlimax!
Sorry.
Endgame goes through, and Loki is trapped in the past.
Ooh. Oh my god, what if that's how
Okay.
season 2 ends? What if you've just predicted that? That'd be cool.
So the number 1 seed is through to the semi-final, but who will it be facing? Will
Okay.
it be the number 20 seed, Hawkeye, or the number 21 seed, Werewolf by Night?
Hawkeye, guys, easily.
Both Disney Plus originals. Here we go. Didn't think
Yay.
most of these would make it this far. I'm actually quite impressed. Listen, I feel like this one's quite easy, isn't it?
It's Hawkeye,
Yeah.
easy.
This is a 3-0 drubbing, isn't it? This is
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm giving it to Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
No, fucking
I don't
easy.
like you guys. I don't like because I wouldn't be surprised if you did that.
As if. Would not do
Hawkeye
that to my
smells.
boy. Would not do that to my boy.
Werewolf
Yeah.
by Night.
Werewolf by
Is
Night.
Was that actor? Is that the guy that was in Infinity Pool?
No.
Is he
Who?
not a Skarsgård in Werewolf by Night?
No.
Gail Garcia.
What else has he been in?
There
I swear
is-
I've seen him so recently.
There isn't a Skarsgård in the MCU at all.
Yes,
Apart
there is.
from
It's
There he
Stellan.
is.
Stellan.
Stellan Skarsgård.
I meant-
OG.
I meant Alexander
You're an
or
idiot.
Bill. I meant
Xander,
Alexander or
Xander, you're an
Bill.
idiot. Xander, you're an idiot.
No. Easy Werewolf
idiot,
by
Xander.
Night. I am sorry. It is the best fucking thing that has come from Disney Plus.
It probably it's got to be on it. It's so tightly made and just like it's like what, an hour or something,
Less,
Yeah.
I think.
less than that.
It's like
It's-
50 minutes.
yeah, and it's just it hits all the beats you want it to. It looks stunning. The music's great. The action's really great. The final 10 minutes is so exhilarating.
It's a good example of Marvel using I haven't said this in a while, genre hybridization with
Oh, it's
superhero
back!
and gothic horror. Gothic
Yeah.
horror is such a good fit for Marvel. It seems.
They
it's
should do more.
this should be proof that they're allowed to take risks.
Yeah.
Because
Like these special presentations, I'm presuming that's what they're for, and they
Yeah.
should do more of them.
Like, everybody's like, oh, what the I thought it was a joke. And then it actually appeared one day, and you're like, oh, that's actually going to happen. And now, every special presentation they've got, I have complete trust. And I'm like, this is going to be great.
yeah, 'cause
Like, the
it's,
Guardians one was still pretty good.
it was fun. It was a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Marvel needs to take more risks, and
Yeah.
them taking a swing on like Eternals, but then making it the most boring thing, like that's absolutely fine. Please do more like that, where it's like you've clearly attempted something and failed. I'd rather watch a completely dog shit movie than something that's just completely fine, because that's so dull. That's why none of us that's why Quantumania was such a disappointment. It's because it's the safest they could have possibly gone with. It's just so cookie cutter, whereas like Werewolf by Night is the complete antithesis of that. It's stylistic. It's fun. It's dark. It's scary, and it's just really fun to watch.
Like you
Has
have.
there been any like?
You go
Oh,
first.
sorry, go on.
No, you go first.
Okay. Has there been any news on like if they're doing any more or what they're doing?
With what
Nothing.
with Werewolf?
No, with like the special presentations.
Oh, there was a rumor about Silver Surfer, but I don't know.
Yeah, and like Nova, I think, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I
nothing
think
yet.
nothing concrete. I don't think even they know what they're doing at the moment, mate.
No. The thing is,
No.
they have the capability of like branching out into different genres because you have such a big fan base with Marvel that someone is gonna like it. Like, I don't mind Eternals, to be honest, because like that just shows you have such a big fan base. You have and such big money, to be honest, that you can do it, and it's like it's comics for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, man.
Do it.
You'd think they'd do more because Disney do own all of the money
Exactly.
In the world, yeah.
in the world. Of all
That
of
I
it.
fucking
mean,
mouse.
linking back to my dissertation.
Oh. The one you got a first in.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the one I got a first in, guys.
Nice.
No, one of the appeals about Doctor Who is that it uses genre hybridization to appeal to lots of audiences. So, like with Marvel, it can, if it wants to appeal to more people, you do, like, Werewolf by Night, you've got gothic horror. Doctor Strange, normal horror. Captain America, the First Avengers, like a war movie. You have all these different genres, and they should rely more on that. They should experiment more with that. Because Doctor Who does it, and that's lasted for what? Almost 60 years. So Marvel, please do it. Take notes. More genres.
Take chances.
Yeah.
Take a chance, take a chance, take a chance.
Chance.
Yeah, Hawkeye, perfectly serviceable, but nowhere near the quality.
No.
And so
Sort of there.
it is
Sorry,
just sort of
Hamish.
there. Sorry,
It's
Haley.
like it's wait.
Sorry, Haley.
It's like it's
Haley?
waiting on the.
Oh, Haley.
It's like it's just waiting on the bus stop, and you just drive right past it. You don't want to pick the person up.
And the
What,
bus
on your
never
bus?
comes. Then the bus
Yeah.
The
never
bus
comes,
that
does
never
it, Joe?
came for you, Joe. Aww.
You dig deep, Simon. You hurt a man.
Santa said that first!
I know, but you know the true pain. You have been serving me a great deal of pain, even more and even longer than Xander. And that's not including the bus. That's longer.
3 years.
3 years.
There we go. The first semi-final is set. It will be Avengers Endgame versus Werewolf by Night.
Oh,
But before we
shit.
get to that,
Ooh.
before we get to that,
Shit.
we've
Have we
got
got
to
an ad
do.
break?
We've got to do the other quarterfinals.
Oh, I thought that was an ad
Okay.
break.
Oh, could we do a scripted ad break?
We're
Have
gonna
you
do.
been in a crash? It wasn't your fault.
Have
been in an accident that wasn't your fault? We should hire Joe Pasquale to, like, be in the podcast.
Let's do this one first. We've
Yeah.
got
Oh,
the number
okay.
23 seed, Moon
Shit.
Knight, versus the number 34 seed, Captain America: The First Avenger.
I don't like this side.
This side is tough.
This side is horrible.
This is not the fun side of the island.
No.
This is not.
Listen, I've been very vocal about my menace for Moon Knight, so I've already ranted so many times in Joe's tight little ear hole about why Captain America: The First Avenger is an underrated masterpiece.
It's not a tight ear hole anymore. You fixed that with your wet willy, son.
Keep that in, please.
Do you think we should supply context or
No,
No.
I guess not.
No.
I guess not.
You can work it out for yourselves. You can.
So yeah, my vote instantly goes to Captain America: The First Avenger, and my question is, what can I say to you guys to make you agree with me?
I don't know.
Well, I like both,
I like both of them, yeah.
so I'm going with both of them. Then.
Both of them are through.
Yeah,
What a
one of them has Sebastian Stan in Siwan.
One of them has Oscar Isaac.
Fuck it. Good point.
I mean, I know Sebastian, but I don't know Sebastian. But
You know Sebastian.
I wish I knew Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Sebastian. I mean, I know a Sebastian called my dog. But, yeah, my dog's named after Sebastian Stan.
Oh, God.
And it was not my choice, it was my brother's choice. I just didn't disagree. But anyway.
Tactical
You're an enabler.
non-disagreement.
You're an enabler.
Yes, I am.
Enabler.
Enabler. Gary King and the Enablers.
And the enablers.
Right.
It's a good name for a band. You should write that down.
Nice. Anyway, these two projects.
These
I
two
don't know.
projects.
These projects.
Projects. I don't know.
Huh. I haven't this is the thing, I haven't rewatched the Disney Plus shows.
Nah, neither.
Because I watched them once, it's like, I get that, like, it's just a bit of a commitment, isn't it?
Because most of them aren't very good. When you watch
No, but,
them,
like, I love...
when you
No,
watch
but
them
Moon
week
Knight
to
is
week,
good.
when you watch them week to week, you're like, oh, I'm really invested. I really want to see what happens. Then it ends, and no one talks about it again. No
Yeah, but,
one
like,
talks
How
about
a
it.
lot of things are.
I loved Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I haven't rewatched that.
It's different than sitting down to watch a 2-hour film again, to be honest. It's a 6-hour film.
Yeah, that's a commitment, Xander.
And Moon
I
Knight
don't have
did
time
not
for
need
that.
to be
I'm too
6
busy
hours.
twiddling my thumbs.
Moon Knight was good. Shush.
It was just fine. Like it wasn't bad. It was just fine. And I'm kind of expecting more than that when you get Oscar Isaac, Ethan Hawke, and a really complex character like Moon Knight. We should be expecting like excellence, not just like it's good or it's fine. Whereas Captain America: The First Avenger really set the pace, set the tone for a hero that we follow for a decade. And
We
who
don't know where
becomes-
Moon Knight's gonna go.
Exactly, Moon Knight could,
Moon Knight could be the next one.
Seriously, put Moon Knight in a film.
I think it's a bad sign that we haven't already been told there's a season 2 coming.
Because he's going to be in a film.
I don't, because Marvel doesn't know what the fuck they're doing right now. They're trying to figure out.
And they've got delays, they've got other
Yeah.
problems.
But during all
issues.
during all that, they did announce Loki season 2. So, and that was like
But that was already filmed.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't already filmed. They didn't film it all.
I thought you meant recently, like, oh, how dare they announce
No,
a release
they
date for
announced
something
Loki
that's
season
ready
2
to go.
at the end of Loki season 1. Whereas Moon Knight, they've like, yeah, no, you've had that now. Right, bye guys.
Well, the thing is, Loki's a known character. Like, he's been in a lot of the MCU, so they're probably like, okay, we're
They
expect
know
to have
that
season
people
2.
like Loki.
And also, as we mentioned earlier, Loki was meant to be twice as long, so they knew they were going to do more anyway. With Moon Knight, you've got this character who hasn't been in it before, and you've got this sort of complete story. They'd probably be unsure, one, if the fans wanted to see another series, and two, if they were actually going to do one. So, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
That's the podcast for this week. Ciao.
Goodbye, everyone.
Hugo Weaving's a much better villain. He's just a crazed maniac, and Ethan Hawke
But,
slightly wasted.
but did we get Hugo Weaving transition in Captain America? We did not.
I don't know.
Actually, we didn't get it in Moon Knight either,
No, I didn't.
but, you know.
We only got it on Lord of the Rings. Wait, I think they did it in The Rings of Power, to be honest.
Did they?
I think so.
I want to go find it now.
Yeah, let's go rewatch The Rings of Power.
Oh
Let's
no! Come on, guys. What are we thinking? I'm going to push you for a decision.
I quite like Return of the King.
Do you know what? Yeah,
No.
Return of the King is the best one.
Yeah. And look, the Falcons are here. So not the Falcons, the Eagles. The Eagles. Sorry, I'm thinking of
The
like Falcon and Winter.
Falcons.
I'm thinking of the Falcon and Winter Soldier and Stuart Little 2. I'm sorry, guys.
The film
It's a
with
Falcon
the 5
and Stuart
endings.
Little 2, idiot. Yeah, the Eagles are here.
The 5 endings, you know, makes it
The
great.
5 endings.
Right.
Okay, Xander, I can see you're getting peeved off.
Yeah.
So
Listen, guys, I'm just patiently waiting.
You are cheesed. He's cheesed.
I'm not cheesed. Could never be
Xander's
cheesed.
cheesed, guys. Xander's cheesed.
Would never be cheesed with you, Joseph.
Oh, shucks. But Siwan, that's a different story.
Oh, yes. Siwan drives me mental every single day. Just want to beat him.
Same. Yeah.
Just bang, bang.
Moon Knight or Captain America: The First Avenger? I'm sorry, Moon Knight. I'm going with Captain America: The First Avenger.
I think I might be too.
Oh, you're leaving the sinking ship, I see, Siwan.
Well, it would sink either way, wouldn't it? It's 2v1.
Wow.
Wouldn't get away with that in a war, would you?
Well, I'm not in a war. I'm a woman.
I was in a war. You could be a woman in the war.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you could, but
You.
I'm too much of a pussy.
Same.
Captain America: The First Avenger now is the only. I think it was actually the last round. It's the only project to have been in every single round. It has seen off Ant-Man, Spider-Man: No Way Home, Iron Man 3, and Moon Knight, and it now has secured its spot in the semi-final. Oh my word!
That's as far as it's going, isn't it?
Unfortunately, we still have one more quarterfinal to do.
No, I don't like this one.
And this is by far the toughest matchup we've had this entire time.
I don't like it.
It is the number 11 seed, Guardians of the Galaxy, versus the number 3 seed, Avengers: Infinity War. Arguably everyone's 2 favourite ones.
Shit.
I don't even know where to begin.
They're all really good. Can
That-
they go through?
Unfortunately, they cannot both go
Do you
through.
know? Do you know how like Britain's Got Talent has the golden buzzer, and they instantly go to the finals?
Oh,
Can
yeah.
Can these two get the golden buzzer?
No, because we only have one golden buzzer.
Oh, shit.
What were the films again?
Guardians and
Oh.
Infinity War.
Oh, that's tricky.
Just the
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Brilliant.
It was.
Is that your decision? Oh.
It was the first Marvel movie to come out that was like, okay, Marvel can just do anything and it'll work. It was like Marvel has the golden touch right now. They've made me care about a ex-wrestler trying to act, a raccoon, and a sentient tree.
Trying.
Yeah.
He succeeds, this
He
man.
succeeds. He very
He
much
is the
He-
one that
he is-
does it
he-
best.
He is the best wrestler turned actor. The Rock, you smell of, like, rocks.
Guardians changed the game entirely.
Yes, but
Since Guardians came out, every Marvel movie has tried to do Guardians. In the sense that, like, they're all try to be really funny. They all try to be a bit wacky. And how many more space movies did we get after Guardians?
a lot. Right.
We've had at least 3 or 4 Star Wars movies after it.
I meant
so-
Marvel movies.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a really handy wall.
Quite.
This is a really handy.
For context listeners, because you don't have eyes,
I have a bunch of posters behind me of all the Marvel films, so I can basically check which ones were in space or not.
yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah, okay. Guardians did change the game, but tell me, Infinity War did not change the game. Because everybody can say when they walked out of that theatre, they were in shock.
Yeah.
I think boys became men as they exited that theatre.
Yeah.
It was traumatizing. I watched it.
Traumatizing.
I watched it 3 times that week. Once in 2D, once in 3D, and once in D-box, where you get the shaky chairs.
Oh,
I mean, I turned it off straight away because I was like, "Oh, this is too much for me."
What the hell do
But
they
that's the-
have where you live?
Hmm?
What kind of theatre do they have where you live?
Cineworld.
Oh yeah.
I have
Overpriced?
Cineworld. Mine doesn't have that.
Whoa, we're
Yeah.
related in that we both have Cineworld.
I don't have a D-box one.
No, I think
I can get you a D-box.
I think that 4D stuff is
It's a
dog
bit shit.
It's dog shit. It's really bad. I don't
Yeah.
like it at all.
I don't want to go to the cinema to get sprayed with water.
Yeah,
You
overrated.
can go in the
as fuck.
kitchen for that.
What?
You can go in the kitchen for that.
That sounds weird. Yeah, anyway.
Infinity War, like it juggled so many characters and did it so well. Everyone has a moment to shine, and I think it's only matched in that sense by Endgame, because Endgame also, I mean, it has it's a much smaller cast due to Infinity War, but everyone still gets their moment in that movie.
Seems like half the cast.
It seems like half the cast, exactly 50% of the cast.
Infinity War Infinity War and Endgame are sort of the Endgame. Why am I saying Endgame? Guardians and Infinity War are sort of, they've both got good and bad bits. So Infinity War has a great villain. Guardians has a pretty bad villain. You know, the elf from The Hobbit.
Bringing back Tolkien.
Yeah. And then the thing with Guardians is it introduced and set up all of these new characters and made us care about them, this new world, and Infinity War is just characters we already know. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I don't know. I guess it says something that I saw Infinity War 3 times that week, but I do really like Guardians, so that probably doesn't help.
Like, I really
Let someone else waffle while I decide.
Like, Guardians is like a comfort film. Like, the amount of my friends who give no shits about Marvel has come to me and say, oh yeah, I've watched that one. And it's like, oh, okay, fine. Good on you, I guess.
Yeah, my housemate hates all these Marvel films, but absolutely loves the Guardians films.
Guardians is oddly enough something that actually everyone, even if you give no shits about superheroes, can watch. It's a comfort film, but Infinity War changed everything in the MCU, but it's also a really good story, I think. Anyway, I might choose Infinity War.
I am, simply for the fact that it is the most, in my opinion, accessible Marvel movie. You can stick this on and watch it with anyone, and they will love it, because it is. I've always said Infinity War is my favourite, but having rewatched it recently, and now that the trilogy's been wrapped up nicely, I'd have to go with Guardians. It's so well crafted at its core, just as its own movie. I could sit and watch that and nothing else from the MCU and be like, yeah, cool, that's sick. You don't need other context around it. Nothing like that. It's its own singular experience, and Guardians just smashed it in every sense. It's funny. It's still funny. 9 years later, I'm still giggling at jokes. It's got great performances. Breakout performances from Dave Bautista. That's outrageous. What? It's so well shot as well. James Gunn comes into this after just making like some weird small indie films, gets given a $200 million budget, and is like, oh yeah, I'll just still make this my own movie. Like, that's great. And it's so very much his style. Infinity War, in that sense, I think it's very much Russo's, in the sense that like it's quite washed out in terms of like cinematography and that kind of thing. Thanos is by far the best villain in the MCU, by far. But I think I can kind of live with just a copy-paste villain in Guardians, because they do so well in making us love the heroes. So I would go with Guardians of the Galaxy. And Joe, it is now down to you. Who gets the chance to go into the semi-final?
Whichever one goes through is fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that helps him.
Nah, it doesn't.
No, because as soon as you started talking, I realised I'm the deciding vote.
Should have jumped in sooner.
I know. Right.
Talk us through your process.
Okay, so I'm just trying to think. As you say, Guardians are sort of not a bad anomaly, but a good anomaly in that you can just watch it outside of the other stuff. It's sort of on its own, which is sort of testament to it. Infinity War, like with Endgame, you kind of need a lot of what came before to properly appreciate it. But that shouldn't really matter because we have seen all the films, so that shouldn't
Absolutely
affect it. As I said, Infinity War has the better villain. But Guardians is about the main characters. I feel it's about setting them up. So the fact that Xandar,
Yeah.
No, this is Xander.
It's fine.
Shut
We've
up.
only been friends for 3 years.
No, Ronin. The fact that Ronin isn't perhaps the strongest villain isn't a bad thing. This is really tricky. I'm struggling. I'm just saying words now to put me off from actually coming up with a decision. I like Guardians 3. That was good.
Honourable mention.
Honourable mention. I think there are some bits of Infinity War that are slower. Because I remember watching it for like second or third time in cinemas and thinking, okay, can we get back to the Iron Man and Doctor Strange stuff, please? And not the... Yeah, the stuff with Thor making his weapon, I'm like, oh, this seems like a side quest. You know, it's like, I have to make my hammer.
I really like that stuff. It's so silly and creative having a giant dwarf. That's so cool. It's Peter Dinklage, and we all know he's a very little man, but he's playing a giant dwarf, and so he's just giant, but he's still a dwarf. Amazing. That's so
Asgard
silly.
was supposed to protect us.
It's such a silly, creative decision to make. I'm like, yeah, this is great fun. And his conversations with Rocket, man, like, and now after Guardians 3, those conversations hold a little bit more weight.
Oh, I
You're
thought
not
you chose
helping.
Guardians, Xander.
I
Stop
did.
swaying me.
I'm just adding more context to these movies.
I'm gonna stare at the posters. Hang on. Guardians of the Galaxy, because that might jog some memories of what's.
A poster?
Yeah, and then
Infinity War has that one where Iron Man's T-posing.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Just lots of floating heads.
There's some bodies there. Okay. Oh.
You can flip a coin.
Just for the impact it had on me in the cinema, I'm going with Infinity War.
Oh my god! Oh my god, he made a decision. I don't believe it.
God, you can cut that bit.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the number 11 seed.
Although, I will say, Infinity War is crap for Tom Holland's hair continuity. What's the deal with that?
Oh, he's got Hollywood hair. He got Hollywood hair in that movie. Big
No, as in
floppy.
like some scenes he's got like really short hair and then it gets all poofy.
That's the gravity of space.
Like he goes from Joe 2021 to Joe 2023.
It's Joe. It's the gravity of space.
That's what it is. He's got that Hollywood hair. It's all flowing. Got Hollywood hair.
I want that.
Avengers Infinity War goes through and snaps Guardians of the Galaxy out of
Oh.
existence.
Oh wait.
The stage is set
Oh no.
for our semi-finals. Which one do you want to guys want to do first? Left or right?
Left.
Right.
Fuck off.
It's the number
Go
1
left.
seed, Avengers
Yeah.
Endgame, and it faces off against the number 21 seed, Werewolf by Night.
See,
For a chance, for a place in the final, who takes it?
I'm tempted to go for Werewolf by Night.
It's literally the opposite of each other because one is too long and the other is like really short.
Like,
Not to its detriment,
No.
but like one is less than an hour and the other is over 3. So like, you know, I can't come up with a reason to dislike Werewolf by Night, but I can come up with a
Exactly.
few to dislike Endgame.
Exactly. Like, it's... Werewolf by Night looks great. Everything about it just looks good. And not that Endgame doesn't. It's just there is a bit of CGI. But, like...
What?
There's a tiny bit.
There's CGI in these?
A
There's a
teeny
bee?
tiny. There's a teeny tiny bit. But I don't know. It's the idea that Werewolf by Night is just complete opposite of everything. Came out of nowhere and was that good. Like, it looks great. I want more of that sort of thing now. And like, yes, Endgame was a culmination of everything. Look, like, still a good thing. But I don't know. It's the idea of the underdog right now.
Do you
And also,
think...
do we really want a boring Endgame versus Infinity War? Do we really want that?
Do you think that if Werewolf by Night came out in cinemas and was actually a movie released, do you think it would have made much money?
I don't know. I don't. What do you mean
No, but
movie
not-
release?
not-
As in made it longer?
No, like if they
Oh.
added like an extra half hour to it, but just in the set, like it was shown in cinemas, it got a full theatrical release, not just put on Disney Plus.
I don't know though, because they didn't market it very well.
They didn't.
Like, that's the thing
I-
they do right now. They don't market things very well. Like, they're only now doing Secret Invasion, and it's coming out in Wednesday. They're only hyping that up now, so I don't know.
The thing is with that though, that doesn't measure the quality of it, because Shawshank got a
No,
really terrible reception.
I'm just trying to make a discussion here. This
Oh,
we're meant to talk about.
I
Things
know. I'm
together.
adding to the I'm adding to the discussion by
You're
saying
taking
that-
away from the conversation. You'll be like, "That's a stupid question, Xander."
No.
You silly
The thing-
Billy.
The thing is, I don't remember what a lot of people said about Werewolf by Night. From what I remember, a lot of people said it was okay.
Let's have a look. I still have my working out page. So it got 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, with 89% audience score. The average rating on Rotten Tomatoes was 7.6. It got a 7.2 on IMDb, with 69 nice on Metacritic.
No, but like, what did fans say? Because like, it could be a case of word of mouth. If he would go to the cinema, it could be one of those. Oh yeah, it's actually really good. Go watch it. Because like, obviously, the fans like us of Marvel will go and would go see whatever they got. What?
So on a Letterboxd, it is rated at 3.6 stars. And Joe rated
know.
it 3.5 stars.
I think you
No, I
changed your
didn't.
opinion, Joe, but the first one you gave it was really low. You little piece of shit.
Man's allowed to change.
So that's in terms of what fans think. That's
Yeah.
what people are going off.
I don't know. I mean,
One's more of an intimate story, quieter, very low key. And the other is
No, that was another round. Wasn't it?
fuck off, Joe. The other is like the most movie that could ever movie. So it's literally like what's your poison?
yeah.
Do you
One came out just before Halloween. I don't remember much being talked about it, and another one broke a 10-year box office record in less than a year, and then it got re-released and fucking ruined it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking blue people. I'm not biased and I'm not salty at all.
And you're not racist.
It's blue.
Damn.
I'm
Can I
not
just say my letterbox
salty.
right now? I've changed it.
Oh,
my
look what's
word.
right in front of it.
I know, they're right next to each other. So, because they're both 4 stars.
I don't know.
I am going to go with Werewolf by Night.
I think
I'm
I
going to
might
give
too.
my vote.
Well, I'm gonna go with Endgame. No, I'm going with Werewolf by Night.
But you just said that one of them was in front of the other, Joe.
No, so they're next to each other.
That's neat. I wonder if people are angry with us right now.
So,
I hope
is it
so.
official? Have we done it? Have we just kicked Avengers Endgame out of the tournament in the semi-final?
Aww.
Oh, he's moving it!
Yes!
So, Werewolf by Night takes its place as the first finalist of the MCU tournament.
Oh, little bean.
Now, to the other one. This
Okay,
might
this
be
one's-
slightly brutal. It's the number 3 seed, Avengers Infinity War, versus the underdog to end all underdogs, the number 34 seed, Captain America: The First Avenger. Listen, I really, really like this movie. I've been championing it from the start. I didn't think it'd get past the first round, let alone get to the semis. So I am so grateful that it's here. But it's got to go. It's got to go. It's like Morocco in the World Cup. It's like, I don't know how the hell you got here, but you got to get the fuck out.
We've
Yeah.
already put one underdog through, you know, we can't do 2.
That's
No.
actually an underwolf.
Shut up.
Avengers Infinity War for me has to go through here.
It has to.
The first Avenger, yeah, it started loads of things and started so many plot lines and character motifs and stuff like that. But
It's not Infinity War.
Infinity War is the first proper culmination of that. And the ending still shocks me to this day. The fact that they had the balls to do that was crazy. So for me, it's Infinity War all day.
I don't even need to discuss it. Infinity War. It's already 2v1, Joe.
Infinity War. Infinity War.
Infinity War goes through, and the first Avenger is sent to the front lines.
To be shot.
He's shot in the face. We have our final, but what we also have
Sue.
is our third place playoff.
Oh! Shit,
The number
alright.
the number 1 seed, Avengers Endgame, will face off against the number 34 seed, Captain America: The First Avenger, for podium, third place, bronze medal. This doesn't have to be a long one.
I say Endgame.
What was it
I
versus again?
The first
the screen.
Avenger. It's against Captain America: The First Avenger, the other film in the semi-final, Joe.
Oh, yeah, got it. Yeah, Endgame.
Never gonna guess where these two are as well.
Are they next to each other?
Right next to each other.
Ooh.
Uh,
Wait, am I the only person that hasn't got like a full MCU tier list? I just have
no,
like
'cause
each
you're
phase.
a loser.
No, I just have each phase.
Oh, he's such a nerdsy one.
I can't be asked to put them all together. That's like really
Nerd.
daunting.
So cringe.
Shut up.
What a cringe girl. Queen of cringe.
Yeah, I'd have to give it to Endgame as well. It
Yeah.
just kind of has to be, doesn't it? I think it's incredible that Endgame got all this way. I really thought it'd go out a couple of rounds ago, but
Really?
I thought it would, yeah. I thought
Against
it'd go
what?
out against Ms. Marvel.
Oh wait, wasn't that Hamish and Alex?
Yeah. So yeah, for me, Endgame is... It sure, it is an experience. It's just a theme park ride of a movie, but like it's so satisfying to watch. So for me, Endgame tops Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe, do you concur?
Was that an intentional Infinity War reference?
Yes. If I get kudos for it, then yes.
Yes.
Then yes.
Yeah. Then yes.
Endgame gets the bronze medal. Captain America: The First Avenger finishes 4th. Respectable.
You
Now,
didn't win though, so
for the final, it is the number 21 seed, Werewolf by Night, and we'll see what it has faced off against. It has beaten Thor Ragnarok, the number 12 seed, the 5 seed Black Panther, the 20 seed Hawkeye, and the number 1 seed Endgame to get to the final. Infinity War, the number 3 seed, it had to face off against 30 Captain Marvel, the number 19 seed Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and then the most brutal one, the number 11 seed Guardians of the Galaxy, to then get through to the semi-final, beat off Captain America, the 34 seed, and now we're here. The final. Now they face up against each other.
let's go.
Let's do this. Where do we want to start? Is it too small, Joe? Do you want me to zoom in?
No, I'm on a little view. Wait, I just click.
Why are you on the little view?
Because I want to see my face.
You can still see your face on the big view.
It's not as big though. Okay. This is a tricky one. I probably say this every time. I don't know. One's a unique take on the MCU, and one's
MCU in
a pretty
full
fitting,
swing.
pretty fulfilling culmination. Also, Kevin Feige really likes the word culmination.
It
If
does.
you watch any interview or videos to do with Infinity War Endgame, he will say the word culmination.
I mean, it was a culmination.
Yeah.
I don't know where to start with this.
Okay, guys, I'll rip the band-aid off. I'll rip it off. Infinity War has everything. It has all of the characters you love, all the new interactions you could ask for. It has Spider-Man, and it has by far the best villain in the whole thing. It also has the incredible music from Alan
But
Silvestri.
so does Werewolf by Night, though.
So does Werewolf by Night. It's got that winning plot line that we've been building to for 10 years. And it's... Even still now, it shocks me. Not just the ending, but like so many moments. The opening is kind of horrific when you think about it.
Don't mention it.
And like I said, there's so many cool bits in it. Like you were saying, Thor and Groot and Rocket getting his new hammer. Like you said that's a side quest. I think that's so much fun.
Maybe
Like-
if I rewatched it,
Like
I'd
when
think
the
different.
three of them landed in Wakanda, I was in a theatre.
Goosebumps.
Nobody clapped in my theatre. I was so close to just going, yes! But I couldn't, because I didn't want to look like a twat. But
Genuinely like goosebumps. Still now when I think about it, I'm like getting chills because that's such a good scene.
I really liked the scene where it's near the beginning of the film where Doctor Strange, Wong, Banner, and Tony are together, and it
Yeah.
starts from when they hear the stuff coming from outside, and they all turn. The shots in the trailer, but like the whole one shot of them like helping people on the street and walking towards like this big wind coming from the spaceship of the Children of Thanos. That is so good.
Yeah, it's just little
That's
moments
so
like
cool.
that are
Like-
really
Yeah.
cool.
like as much as
Like
I
it's
don't
handheld and everything.
like, I don't like the nanosuits at all. I don't. But that reveal is cool too. Like him just walking, taking off his glasses.
I think it's the only one that makes sense in the MCU. It's the
Yeah, because
only
we-
nanosuit that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
We've also seen him develop the technology over 10 years. So to see him start from where he was, and then in this film, he's finally cracked nanotech. It's like, okay,
He built
in
this in
Ant-Man
a cave.
Quantumania, it's just like, with a box of scraps. But in like Quantumania, it's just you can do that now.
Everybody
Yeah.
has it now. Like,
And it's not like Tony's supplying the tech; he's dead. So
even
I-
wait, do you know like? Sorry, just to like bring up another scene there. Do you know when Tony and Thanos are fighting
Yeah.
Yeah.
towards the end, and he stabs Tony? I know there's a saying of your heart skipping a beat, but mine genuinely felt like it did when I watched that the first time. Because I'm just like, don't say they're gonna kill him. Because like I know they do in the next film, but
it's
that you actually could see them killing him at that point.
are there meant to be parallels between Thanos and Obadiah? Because like, I
Bald.
swear, like, no, not
Bald.
just that though. Like,
Bald.
it's like
Bald.
no,
My
not
eyes.
just that though. Like,
No hair.
wait, no
Zero
dick, no
follicles.
balls. No, but when he's talking to him, I thought, shit, it's Obadiah. Like when he's like, "Oh, you know who I am?" and he's like, "I do." Like, great impression, by the way. Thank you, Joe. I
You're
don't know.
not
It
the
just
only
reminded
one
me of
cursed
Obadiah.
with knowledge.
With knowledge turns the legs to jelly. A different scene, but I don't know. That has nothing to do with my opinions on these films. But it was just like, damn, that's Obadiah.
But like what you said yourself, like him knowing Tony, and that's coming from the first Avengers. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I know what my choice is.
Yeah, I think 12 by
Werewolf
Night.
by Night is great.
I definitely need more time with it because it did only come out. It came out less than a year ago.
Yeah.
I think it does deserve its spot here. I don't think my opinion's going to change much on it. I think it's still like, I think I've got it in my top 5.
It's
And
a great piece of it's not cinema, but it deserves to be this high.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
do. Even if Werewolf by Night doesn't win, which is looking likely, I think it's nice to know that it proves the people wrong that said the MCU should have ended after Endgame, because a project from after Endgame is in second place,
It beat
or possibly
Endgame.
going to be second place. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I don't think it has the legs to stand against Infinity War.
Yeah. It has
Not
got
many films
pause.
do.
No.
Not many modern blockbusters do.
No.
Yeah.
I think we have a winner.
Should we do it officially?
Yeah.
Joe, what's your vote?
My choice is Avengers Infinity War.
Siwan?
My choice is Avengers Infinity War.
Xander?
Xander?
My choice is Avengers Infinity War.
Let's go!
We did it.
Emotional, guys.
The number 3 seed fought off the rest of the MCU, and they still lose in the end. That's crazy. Avengers Infinity War is our number 1 choice for best MCU project. But what do you guys think? Let us know either by message on Instagram or Facebook, or reply to our question on Spotify, and we'll read them out in the next episode. Because the whole point of this is we want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. So let us know. Did we get it right? Was there something that went out in the first round that should have been here?
Avengers.
Avengers, definitely Avengers. We'll get letters. And yeah,
I'll
we'll
Need a
discuss
PO
it on the
box.
next episode.
Ooh.
We need
Yeah.
a PO box. Well, there you go. That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shall we tell everyone what the next one is? What the next tournament is going to be?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, we need to announce it, don't we?
We do need to officially announce it. So,
It's not DC.
I feel like we should have like an epic style trailer edited.
Epic!
Especially.
we have gone away and
Coming soon.
decided on our top 10 favourite movies of all time. All 5 of us. So me, Siwan, Joe, Hamish, and Alex, the 5 regulars. And I've put them all in a tournament. So the next tournament that we start in a few weeks' time will be the greatest of all time tournament. Our collective favourite movie.
Yeah.
And I think there are 45.
Are there?
I think there's 45 movies in the tournament. So it's going to be a long one. So we'll be starting that one in a few weeks' time. How exciting!
Well, hey.
So keep your eyes peeled for that one. Yeah. Do you guys have anything to sell me? Like a movie, or a TV show, or a game, or a music, or a book, if you're a nerd?
I have a film.
Go for it.
It's called A Field in England. It's is it the name Ben Wheatley? I think his name is Ben Wheatley.
Ben Wheatley. Yeah.
Yeah, which is we've watched 3 films of his in the past week. 2 of which are just fucking weird. But A Field in England, though, has a few moments of being weird, I think actually is a very decent film. It kind of has charm too. But I also think it looks very good. It's kind of in black and white. But it's basically
sepia.
Yeah, it's not. It's weird. It's not black and white, but it is black and white. It's about like a group of dudes, I think, in the 1700s in a field in England. But there's more to it, and I just think I really enjoyed it. It had weird moments, but I really enjoyed it. So.
Oh, I know why you watched this.
Yeah.
You can probably figure out why we watched 3 Ben Wheatley films then.
There's one person in the 3, but no. But he is Reece Shearsmith is in it, and he's really, really fucking good because he's like is he the main? I'd say he is.
He's the main. He's definitely the main character.
He's the main character in it, but he does really fucking well in this, and yeah, I really enjoyed it, so I thought I'd just mention it on here. So yeah.
Cool. This sounds really. I'm reading up on it now. It sounds really interesting. I've seen one Ben Wheatley film, I believe, and it is Free Fire from 2017.
It's a good film.
Which I think is a really, really good movie. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! He's directing Meg 2.
I know.
Yeah.
I want a psychedelic bit in Meg 2.
I haven't even seen Meg 1.
It's
so
funny.
Disappointing.
It's funny.
It's not as funny as you hope it is, though.
No, as in not funny, as in haha, as in funny weird.
No, like the Meg is just like I'm just like they keep teasing that the shark is gonna jump up and bite a helicopter, and it just doesn't do it. Never does. There's like 4 moments when it could jump up and just bite a helicopter. It doesn't do it. It's very upsetting.
It must be a bad film though, because I watched an interview with the League of Gentlemen. I think it was from their live show they were doing in 2018, and they said like, after the live shows they'd go off to watch some shit films at the cinemas, and one of them was The Meg, and they just take the piss out of Jason Statham's voice for most of it.
Nice.
He's a megalodon.
He's a megalodon.
And he directed 2 episodes of Doctor Who as well.
Good episode of Doctor Who with voice breaks. Sorry,
in the Dalek and and Deep Breath.
The thing is, those are really good-looking episodes of Doctor Who.
They are.
Wait, no, Joe, to be honest, every film we've seen, well, okay, High Rise maybe not, but the other one, In the Earth, it looked good. It was just fucking weird.
You thought In the Earth looked good?
Well, except for the GoPro
there was some
bits.
good shots.
Except for the GoPro bits.
Yeah, that's weird.
Did you guys watch Free Fire then?
No.
I've already seen that.
Oh yeah, I've seen it, but we didn't watch it this week because
Because Reese isn't in it.
Reese isn't in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got a recommendation and an anti-recommendation.
Okay.
So can I do both?
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm cheating with a recommendation because I need everyone to watch this. It's the League of Gentlemen movie Apocalypse. I know we've already recommended the series, but
there's
have
a
you
film.
seen the movie? There's a film, and it's available to buy on DVD from HMV. There we go.
Is it? Was it there when we went?
I think so.
Oh.
Well, I've got it.
Yeah, but Joe.
Oh, okay. I can just mail it in the post.
Yeah, mail it back and forth.
I've got your presents, you on. It's my DVD collection.
And then I'll send it back.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, thank you. And the disc just won't be in there. Like, oh, sorry, I'm keeping that. You can have the case.
Yeah.
So yeah, just watch the League of Gentlemen in general.
I mean, you need the show for the film. Oh wait, no, do you?
Yeah,
Yeah, you do.
I'd
What
say
a
so to
shame.
properly appreciate it. Yeah, what a
What
shame
a
you have to watch it all.
shame.
Some stuff hasn't aged quite well, but you have to remember that probably back then it was sort of acceptable. But since then, the creators have acknowledged that. Yeah. And my anti-recommendation is High Rise. What a piss poor film.
It's fucking
It's
weird.
god awful.
It was
Like,
weird.
What's it about?
It's basically
If you
about
want-
it's basically about a high-rise building and a bunch of people living in there, right? But there's like there's a split between the top and the lower halves, and the lower halves is basically the working, and the upper bits is rich people.
So it's
And-
like Snowpiercer the building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Snowpiercer is
It-
good.
It's about
Sounds
eat
good.
the rich, basically.
I don't. There's a
And-
point. I don't know if you realise, but I don't know at what point it changed to being versus. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, it was the montage, wasn't it? It was just like, we are rushing through this. Hang on, they're doing that now.
It's
But
weird.
it was just like, there was a point. I never do this because I like to know what I'm watching. But there's a point during the film I just sat back. I'm like, I don't care if I don't understand the rest of this film. I'm just gonna watch it, get it over and done with, and do a letterbox review because it was so shit. It was so bad. Like you've got all the good elements to make a good film. You've got Jeremy Irons, you've got Tom Hiddleston, you've got
Jeremy's
Reece
Iron.
Shearsmith. Jeremy's Iron. You've got a tower block. If you want to watch a good film about a block, watch Attack the Block because that's actually good, and it's got Jodie Whittaker and John Boyega. Why didn't I just recommend that film?
Or
Yeah.
Dread.
Yeah, watch that. Sorry,
Or Dread. Dread's in a tower block.
or Dread. That's another tower block.
Or
What-
The
basically,
Raid. The Raid's also
I've not
in
seen
a
that.
tower
Basically,
block.
there's a bunch of choices you could watch over
Basically, my recommendation is to watch good block films, not this one. Don't watch High Rise. It's awful. You'd waste your time. It's 2 hours and nothing. And it ends with Margaret Thatcher. You know.
Yeah.
Oh no!
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard she's got a cameo in The Flash as well. That's crazy.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised.
Isn't Matt Hancock pissing on her grave in it as well?
Isn't Boris Johnson having a party?
Yeah.
I would like to make a recommendation, and it's a film that I feel has come and gone in the cultural zeitgeist in the past few years. It's a Korean film, and it is called Train to Busan.
Yay!
Yes.
You guys seen it?
That's good.
Yes.
It's a good film.
Oh,
It's so good.
amazing. So I love this movie, and I have loved it in the past. And then last night, was it the night? It was the night before. My friend was like, "Can we watch this? I've never seen it." I was like, absolutely, we can. And it wasn't until I'm rewatching it that I'm like, okay, there's so many things I love about this. I think the main thing is like the characters are so well defined. And like it feels very basic in the fact that like, yeah, we've got a good guy, he's trying to be a good dad, but he's a bad dad. And then you've got people who are just like absolute arseholes. But the people who are like arseholes in this movie are some of the most like deranged humans I've seen in a movie. They're just like the worst pieces of shit you've ever seen in a movie. It's so good. I think one thing as well that's so underrated about this movie is the fact that it looks fantastic. It looks so good. And one of the reasons for that is it's such a dark zombie film in the fact that like it's dark themes and dark subject matter. And it's still like
It's
so
set during the day, isn't
it's
it?
so colourful. And yeah, the whole film's set in the day. And it's so colourful as well. All the colours pop on this train. With the whiteness of the train, and then you've got the uniforms of the people who work there, all in light blue. And that, when they get blood on it, it looks so good. And the guy that ends up being in Eternals,
Yeah.
he
Oh,
is
the
so
dad.
good. He
Oh.
genuinely might be one of my favourite on-screen characters in a horror film.
I
He's
loved
just
him.
excellent.
Joe, I think you said exactly the same to me when you showed it me the first time.
Oh, what? It's the guy
What
from the
Xander
Eternals?
just said.
Because it's
What?
Him being one of your favourite characters. Like, ever.
he's
Yeah,
just
it's just great.
he's wonderful. He's just such a man, and he's also like he cares so much about literally everyone that even though he doesn't know them, he's just got the best heart, and just incredible movie. Great performances and surprisingly good effects as well. Like, it's clearly not got the biggest budget, and it still looks really great. And just still terrifying as well.
Is the cause I know they did a sequel, or was it a prequel?
So
Is that any good?
There is an anime style prequel called Soul Station, which is very strange. Very strange.
Very strange.
Yes, it's set so they leave the train at the start leaves from Seoul Station, and it shows the outbreak happen in Seoul, and it follows a couple of people, and one of them's a young girl, and she's she's trying to be tracked down by this guy, her dad, and it ends with one of the strangest twists I could say I've seen in a movie. It's so very bizarre, and it throws you through a real loop, and it's got nothing to do with zombies. The movie's very strange. I would recommend you check it out simply for the fact that it's very weird. And then there was the sequel, proper sequel, that came out in 2020, called Peninsula, which I've heard is okay. It's very much more action based than horror. I haven't seen it. I would like to though. But for now, I'll just stick with my one recommendation of Train to Busan. If somehow you haven't seen it, it is truly excellent, and it rivals my favorite zombie movie, Wreck, for my favorite zombie films. So it's either that or Wreck for me. Check it out. Really good stuff.
Sexy.
Awesome. That's a great recommendation.
There we go. Couple of good
it's
recommendations.
annoying. It's annoying because I completely forgot about that film, and then you mention it. I'm like, yeah, that is so good.
It's so good.
I actually watched it because of you, Xander. You realise that? Because you were like, oh yeah, Joe, here's some films to watch. It's on my Apple TV. Watch it. And like, I will be honest. I haven't watched a lot of foreign language films, so I was a bit skeptical because I'm not the best at understanding films as it is. But it's just one of the best films ever made. I'd go that far. It's so good.
It really is well made.
And
it's so good.
It worries me that they're thinking of doing a remake in English.
Nope.
Which you just do not need. Fuck off Hollywood.
See, that's the really great thing about what I love about Wreck. It's a Spanish zombie film. And it follows this camera crew who are doing this nighttime report on these firemen, and they get called out to a building that's sort of in trouble, and the whole building gets quarantined, and they have no idea why, and it's because there's been some sort of outbreak in there, and you know it's a zombie film, so you know things start to go wrong, and it's one thing I love about it is that it's once you get the basic plot, you don't really need the subtitles, because like they're all as confused as you, and watching it in a foreign language just adds to the confusion, because you're like, I really don't know what's going on now. So I think that's maybe what adds a level of terror to it, is the fact that you just completely have no idea. And that movie was remade into a film called Quarantine, and it sucks. Big floppy donkey dicks. So yeah, I would also recommend Wreck, Joe. Chef's Kiss, Bellissimo. And the final 15 minutes haunts me. Truly haunts me.
If I watch it, Simon will probably see it as well.
You guys should watch it.
It'd be the same TV.
It is very good. It's very, very good. And there's 3 sequels to that. There's 4 of them altogether.
Wreck as in WRECK.
No, as in REC.
It's on Prime.
As in record.
Wait, I've heard of that then.
It's on Prime, but it's free with ads.
Is it 2007?
Yeah.
That is not a real man.
Is it the kid from Beau is Afraid?
No. Oh, Michael Caine's lookalike is in it as well.
Don't search for images on it, Joe. Just
Oh no, I was just looking at the cast.
Oh right, okay. Yeah, I would. Watch it. I think if you watch that, you'll get a good spook.
Ooh, can we watch it tonight?
Yeah. Also, we're watching The Wicker Man tonight, the original.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh, it's one of my favorites. It's actually one of my favorites. It's so good.
I get it. It's weird because we're watching it because of like Reese and all that.
We'll let you know, Xander.
We should probably wrap this podcast up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to everyone for watching. If you want to check out more episodes, you can check out now the complete MCU tournament if you go through our back catalogue on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, wherever you listen to podcasts from. They are all there from the past couple of months. Next week, I've told everyone we have to talk about The Flash because having recording this on Sunday, I saw it yesterday and I can't believe I've not mentioned more about it today. We need to talk about this movie. So we'll be talking about that next week. I'm not sure how many people will be with me next week. Depending on how many people are bad people and will spend money on this movie. I'm already one of them. In for a penny, in for a pound.
Guys, we're not transphobes. We're going for Michael Keaton.
Going for Michael Keaton.
And the music.
What about
And the
everyone
music.
else in the film? Like
sorry, and everyone else.
And Sasha Cal.
Who? Oh yes.
Who's that Supergirl?
She's
Supergirl's
fucking
great.
hot.
She looks great.
She's hot.
She is real hot.
She's hot.
Yeah. Right. We will see you next week. Thank you so much, Siwan. Where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter where I don't really post much at C101, and then I try to be funny on my letterbox, C1Os.
And Joseph Cook.
Hello. You can find me on Twitter at Cook11Joseph, YouTube Rebel Hoovian, and Instagram is Joe Cook _ digital artist, where you'll see my Doctor Who artwork. Please hire me.
Need a job.
I need a job.
And if you want to see the amazing posters that Joe does for the podcast every single week, head on over to the Instagram or the Facebook. The links are in the description. And yeah, we will see you next week. Do you want to see us talk about The Flash? Do you want to see us do it again? Flash joke. We will see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Sayonara.
Adios.
I nearly just hung up the call for some reason. Sorry about that.